Welcome to One on One, the show dedicated to business and the entrepreneurs and leaders that start, run, and own the innovative and interesting companies in our area. I'm your host, Alex Ruggieri. Today's guest is Rod Sickler. With over 30 years in the hair industry, Rod is owner and artistic director of 40-plus employees at the Rod Sickler Salon and Spa. Rod is an international stage artist, producer, and director of talent for Sexy Hair Concepts of Los Angeles, California. Performing shows throughout the United States, Canada, Europe, Scandinavia, and Central and South America. He is a lead instructor at Sexy Hair Global Academy and was awarded the National Master Artist of the Year in 2007. Licensed as both a hairstylist and a barber, he holds an advanced degree from Vidal Sassoon Academy, London, England. Rod is also producer, director of the charitable fundraiser show, Rod Sickler's Red Hot Winter. Stay with us. We'll be right back to talk with Rod Sickler. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching One on One. This is the show dedicated to business. And my guest today, Rod Sickler. Welcome.
Alex, great to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm just so excited about this. We've talked about having you on the show for some time.
Yes, we have.
And I'm just delighted that we're finally able to get our schedules together and have you here.
You know, it's great to be here, especially doing something like this locally. I think a lot of people know what one of my jobs, what I do, but I think they don't really know what the other job is. So it's for me, it's kind of a pleasure to let people know, hey, this is the other side of who I am and what I do.
And part of the thing I want to do, too, is let our viewers know just what amazing dynamic people, what amazing dynamic businesses that we have right here in our own backyard. And here we have somebody like yourself that has his own spas and quite a few employees providing income and payroll for with the dollars within the community.
Sure.
But then you travel all over the world doing all kinds of really amazing things.
It's exciting for me that through, I know it's been a little bit of a tough economic time,
right.
but for us, since July, we've added 19 employees, and it makes me proud that, just to try to create a company to provide good jobs for good people, and that's really what I think it's about, facilitating that. And I've been really blessed to be able to work with some of the industry leaders. And I grew up in Ludlow, Illinois. I'm Champaign County my whole life.
Right.
So I'm from right here. So to grow up in a town of 450 people and to truly travel and see the world on someone else's dime, to do what I would probably do for free and get paid for it, and to really see things and to work. I've had the opportunity to work with 2 world hair champions, and currently I just finished my tour just this fall working with Michael O'Rourke, who is a world champion hairdresser, and Modern Salon, which is our main industry magazine, they have recognized him as one of the top 50 hairdressers of all time.
Wow.
So that, for me to be able to humbly work with someone like that and to bring some of those ideas and thought process back here to Champaign has just been such a rewarding experience for me, and with that, I'm truly blessed to have a staff that they care, they matter. I mean,
they're awesome people there,
and they're great. They're sweet, they're kind, they're friendly, and they're dedicated to learning more. I mean, every Monday morning I've got them in class every Monday, so I appreciate their commitment.
Well, even just being in your salon, it would be like being a cartoonist working at Disney, and being around Disney, you just, by osmosis, the creativity just flows.
We're lucky. I mean, with my other job, and you'll be able to see, I have the opportunity to work for tens of thousands of hairdressers a year to show to teach the newest cuts, the latest ideas, and even talk some business with them. It's really great. So the fact that I have to do that I learned from a world champion to teach that, it's right. Just coming back here in Champaign, I think it makes us special. That I believe in as owning a business is that really I built my company on 4 things, and I don't think I've ever wavered from that. I've always believed that we had to do the best art, because if what I've been subjected to, and I'm not saying I'm a great artist, what I'm saying is I have to be well trained. It's just
right.
I've been lucky in that way. So, and I have to share that back with my staff that I want to do when it's customer service. I think sometimes people forget when you're in business. I mean, I've been a business owner for 24 years now, and there are people that have been with me that long that that have made my car payments, my child support payments, that have helped me with all those things. So I wanted, when it's customer service, it's whether it's your first time or it's your 160th time, I want to keep that level of customer service up. And I told, my staff that if you are passionate and give back to me, that I will try to market harder, as hard as I possibly can to get the news out, to spread the word. And then the most important thing I think for me that I'm most proud of is that, we have a demanding level of art in our salon, but one thing I want my salon to be known for is just to be the nicest people in town, and my staff is just lovely.
They are.
They're just kind. Yeah.
Well, how in the world did a boy from Ludlow, Illinois get to be an international master trainer and go to Los Angeles and London and all these places?
I think that you have a dream and you have a goal, you have a vision. I can remember the day I was 24 years old, and I was sitting at a hair show up in Chicago, and I
still look 24 years old.
It's been a while. Thank you. I was watching this show, and I was so impressed. And I was watching these people on stage, and I said, I got to do that. I just have to do that.
It's just a passion.
And then from there, and I started very humbly by sweeping stages and working behind the scenes. And
Chris Christopherson used to sweep the floors in Nashville at the studio. That's where he met Johnny Cash.
Yeah. That's what you have to do sometimes. You just got to try to, I think you sometimes create your own luck, and I've been blessed to have a few breaks along the way. But
what was your big break?
I think my biggest break was when I was working. I'd worked for a couple companies. I'd worked for a company that called Bricado International. Sam Bricado was a world champion. And then from there, I went to another company called Malibu 2000. I was their artistic director. And then I think meeting Michael O'Rourke, who is the man who is a true icon in the industry, and him believing in what we can do. And it's being able to, like I say, I don't know that I'm a better hairdresser. I think I'm just well trained. I think if I would have something that has helped me achieve what has been a great career path for me, I think, is just my ability to perform on stage, and that's what he saw in
the flair.
And it's that
the passion,
the passion and the flair, and it's a tough industry. It's competitive. So if you have a show that can draw people in, which we do, then it's all about it's about selling. At the end of the day, it's about selling the product.
How many people go to a show like that?
You know what? It's funny. I just wrapped a show 2 weekends ago. We were at the Riverside Casino in Iowa, and there were probably maybe 150 people there. It was so small. And then we'll go to shows like Hair World, which was in Chicago 2 years ago, or the Orlando show, and we'll get 100,000 hairdressers at those.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
When you said 150, and that was a small show.
Yeah, very small. But
thousands of people.
Thousands, and I mean, they're in the big, like we've performed all the big cities,
like Las Vegas,
Los Angeles, all the big venues.
Right.
Jacob Javits Center, the Orlando Convention Center, McCormick Place in Chicago. So I mean, we get the really cool stage, and that's one really, I think, something that I really dig is the fact that I get to go to some cool cities and get some really cool theaters,
Yeah.
And sometimes you're passing through with some of these like movie stars or rock and roll stars, and you're backstage, and it's kind of neat.
Oh man, that would be exciting. Well, that kind of just energy gets you juiced, And maybe that's why you look so young, because I think you would stay young just being around all those young people. And
thank you. I think it is, and I think that, when you're in the industry, you understand a little bit about skincare. So, you know that's important. My whole life. Exactly.
I need to get some products. See me after the show. Well, we need to take a quick break here, but in the show being about business, I'm so excited about your business and want to share with our viewers. But maybe you'll tell us a little bit about how you run your business.
Sure, I'd love to.
When we come back, and also want to talk about red hot winter and those things. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, can we talk about those things?
Great.
Fantastic. Stay with us. You're watching One on One, the show about business, and our guest today is Rod Sickler. We'll be right back. You're watching One on One, the show dedicated to business. I'm your host, Alex Ruggieri. I'm so glad you stayed with us. We're talking with Rod Sickler of Rod Sickler Salons. Just before the break, we were talking about, I'd like to get into your philosophy on running a business, because obviously you've got something special, because, you have a hair salon, which some people might say hair salons are a dime a dozen, right? There's a lot of them out there.
There's tons of them out there.
But somehow you've taken your hair salon to a chain of hair salons, a bunch of employees, and then you've also taken other aspects of your business, really, literally national and global. And so I don't want to get away without talking about your philosophy on business. But before we do that, tell us about Red Hot Winter. What is that all about?
Well, Red Hot Winter has been a fundraiser year after year, and it's been idle for the last couple years. I took some time off because it truly consumes my life. I already have 2 jobs, and this is job number 3.
It's like a whole new job.
But it's we've always done it. It was a way for me to show people here what I do outside. People, Rod, what do you do? What do you do? And luckily we have a video clip so you can kind of see it, because I could sit here for hours and not explain what I do. So it was a way to do that. But remember, I work for hairdressers in the industry, so I needed to put a show around my show. So it's kind of like, I guess, a fusion of music, dance, singers, stand-up comics, fashion runway.
Really entertainment.
Yeah, it's kind of really like a Vegas review. And we bring some really cool professional people in, and then we use a lot of people from the community. And I've always done it as a fundraiser for the Rantoul Theater Group. I'm the president, actually, of the Rantoul Theater Group. Acting's kind of a hobby of mine, and I believe strongly in the arts. And over the years, we've done 6 shows. We've raised over $50,000 for the Rantoul Theater Group. However, this year I'm really excited because we're moving the show. We're moving it to Champaign this year for the first time. We're doing it at Jupiter's at the Crossing, right across the street.
Sure.
Because I'm at Village at the Crossing, Windsor and Duncan's, as well as Jupiter's, right across the street.
That's a great venue.
And I'm excited. Our new fundraising is going for the Champaign County Artistic Council, 40 North, 88 West.
Oh, awesome.
Which is something.
What a great group.
A great group, and I'm looking to be a part of their group and just be involved with them. And it's,
this is in 2010. When
February, the 2nd and 3rd weekend, so it's the 11th, 12th, 13th, 18th, 19th, 20th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights.
Great.
At Jupiter's at the Crossing. Tickets will go on sale right after the first of the year.
Super.
And the show usually sells out. I'm excited because 2 years ago in Rantoul, and our company wasn't near as big as it is, and working with a smaller organization, we did about 1,400 seats. So we're expecting really big results this year.
That's fantastic.
So I'm excited.
Oh, that's fantastic. So we'll look forward to that right after the first of the year.
Yes.
Sign me up. So we'll be there. I got to see this. Tell us about your philosophy on business. I mean, obviously you've got passion.
Yeah,
that must be your foundation.
It is. I think it's passion and because God's blessed me with my health and energy, and truly a great support staff. I mean, I can't do it on my own.
You surround yourself. I mean, that was one of the things Henry Ford said. I remember he was in trial, and they were trying to make him out to look like a dummy, and they said, well, how have you been able to do all of this when you hardly know anything about accounting and you hardly know anything about finance? And he said, I surround myself with people that are smarter than I am.
That's me. I just have a great staff. Who I love, and I think they love me, so it's like, I don't care how big you get, you can still be a family.
Yeah.
And you care about each other, and I think if I'm blessed with one thing, I can just work crazy long hours, day in and day out.
I know how you feel.
And you know, if you're the leader, you've got to lead through example. And I don't micromanage. I lead through energy and through passion and through doing tons of hair in the salon, and I let my people do what they're good at.
I asked you what your philosophy about business is, and I heard so many things. I heard family, I heard passion, I heard love, but the thing that emerged to me was leadership. And you also said you lead by example, which to me is about as powerful.
You can't be that guy expecting them to do this if you're not going to do that.
Right.
You can't. And one thing I've learned too, working in partnerships and other businesses and this, it's like, I know I'm not the smartest guy, I know I'm not the most educated guy, I know I'm not best with numbers, but I think after 30 years in the industry, you get a certain amount of savvy that you can't really, I won't trade that. So I've learned I've got to trust my instincts at this point and have great people, which I do. I'm blessed.
What would you say to a young person out there who, is thinking about a career in the arts or a career in entertainment or a career in hair?
In hair, I would say always be learning. That the one thing we can only count on in this industry is change. Be prepared to change with it, and be prepared that it's truly, you can make it a 9-to-5 job if you want, but if you really want to excel, because it can be a wonderful, wonderful industry, but it's, you've got to work around other people's schedules, and people work 9 to 5. So,
right.
I mean, I'm still, my average day, I'm there at 9 in the morning, and I leave usually around 10 at night. So,
wow.
And, that's after 30 years, and I don't,
right.
it's
You've
important. You've got to accommodate the client.
Right.
And
right.
I think it's those sometimes I think, Alex, that people worry so much about the X's or the dot the I's and cross the T's that they forget about the intangibles. And sometimes it's those intangibles that will get you through such a hard time. Like, we've seen, and remember, through the Great Depression, there are 2 businesses that made it through. 2 of some were beauty and booze. So,
beauty and booze.
Yeah. So, and we got beauty.
And the movies, people needed to, have a diversion. People needed to have, maybe they couldn't afford to go to Hawaii, but they can go get their hair done.
And it's an affordable luxury, and if you treat them well and are happy and make them feel pretty, then maybe that is the one thing they can afford, and do it with passion and do it with great service and with a friendly attitude. I think truly that's what it takes.
Well, tell us about your show dates for 2010.
Gosh, I have really busy, crazy for the next 6 months, which is great. I think Hollywood, Sacramento, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, San Jose, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Spokane, Boise, Idaho, I think.
Wow.
And my favorite of all, my favorite city in the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. We're doing the Hard Rock Hotel. I'm very excited about. I just found that out 2 days ago.
Fantastic.
So doing the Hard Rock in Vegas, that's
what
cool.
month are you going to be there?
I think April in Vegas. So.
Fantastic, because I know I've got a convention in February, and we're staying at the Hard Rock. But we'll be 60 days
cool.
apart. But
Vegas is my favorite city here probably in all my travels where I've been. Probably my second favorite city where I really love is Lima, Peru.
Oh, neat.
It's great down there.
I've never been there. My son lived down there for 2 years as a missionary.
Oh, wow.
And so he's always wanted to take us back.
Sure.
But,
you'd love it there.
Yeah, maybe I have to go see your show. Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick break again. But when we come back, I'd be very interested on your take of the future of your business, the future of the hair industry, and just what your perception is maybe for the next 10 years, what you see on the horizon. Can we do that?
Sure, great.
Fantastic. You're watching One on One. This is a show dedicated to business. We've been talking with Rod Sickler. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. This is One on One. I'm your host, Alex Ruggieri, and my guest today is Rod Sickler. We were talking a little bit before the break about your show schedule, and I just want to take the occasion to say again, people have to travel all over, literally to see you at one of these venues would cost a fortune, but we've got red hot winter coming up right here in town, and they can see you. And give us the dates for that again.
It's the second and third weekend in February, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the 11th, 12th, 13th. 18th, 19th, 20th, and it's a great time if you say, well, what is it that they do?
Yeah.
And you know, my staff will be working with me, and it's a chance to see just a little bit of everything and have a great show.
Oh, that's fantastic. You
And
should
a
film
lot of
that.
fun.
I hope you.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
You got to film that. Well, tell. I'm very interested to know what you see in the future for your industry, for your business. How you see the landscape shaping up. Everything seems to be in a state of flux.
Yeah, I think right now, as we're riding through this economic time,
Right.
I think it's just been very important that, for me, I think that you know, even though maybe I'm not a numbers guy, you got to be in it. You got to know where you're at.
Keep your nose in the
You've got to
numbers.
just really keep your nose in the numbers. But at the same time, it's work ethic right now too. It's like just, you know what? Yes, we can do that. Yeah, we can stay a little bit
Yes.
later. Yes, we can do that extra
Yes.
that extra highlight.
Oh,
And
you're
it's
right.
like there's no such thing as no
Yes.
in our vocabulary
Yeah.
right now, and not that there really ever has been for me,
Yeah.
but even more so now. And like I say, leading the way, and so the staff knowing absolutely we'll take that extra haircut tonight.
Oh, I love it. I subscribe to one of these, you know, guru type guys, you know, in our industry. And one of the things he said in his newsletter the other day is, you know, he had these like 5 important things to do during a down economy, and number 1 on the list was work your tail off.
Absolutely.
You know, and you just do. You need to do that.
I know it's like we've been out doing so many promotions this last month. You know, we've done the Festival of Trees, we did, you know, wedding showcases, ladies' night. It was just one after another. Speaking engagements, like yes, I can do them all. And it's because you just got to get out there.
They used to say that about Jay Leno. You know, one of the reasons he became so successful in Hollywood was he never said no.
Yeah.
You know, there was people say, well, Jay, we need you down at the dock, and there's going to be some people, and they need you down. You know, when is it? It's a Sunday morning at 8:30. I'll be there.
And you know, I agree with that. In show business, I've turned down 2 shows. One when my son was in high school, he was on the homecoming court, and I turned down a trip, I think it was to Columbia.
Oh, wow.
Missed that. And one other show, because of Red Hot Winter this year, I'm going to
Yeah.
maybe have to miss one of my dates.
Yeah.
But always
Yeah.
say yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's great. So, what about the future of your salons here in town?
I think, you know, I would just love to keep working and growing, and just, you know, I want to keep bringing new staff members in, and hopefully keep expanding. And, you know, we have a location in
Tell us
Rantoul.
where they're at.
My salon in Champaign is at Village at the Crossing. That's Windsor and Duncan, and a Rod Sickler Salon and Spa. And then I also have a location in Rantoul called Images by Rod and Company. It's right downtown at 116 South Girard. So that's where they're both at, right here in Champaign County. Remember, I'm a Champaign County guy. Ludlow, Illinois. My family were farmers, so.
I love it. Great stuff. And I want to thank you again for being
Thanks,
on the show.
Alex. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
It's
we're
been
lucky
great.
to have entrepreneurs such as yourself right here in our community, and I love this show because it gives me the opportunity to share that with people. And if they didn't know you before, they're going to know you now.
Thank you.
So, you've been listening to Rod Sickler from Rod Sickler Salon and Spa right here in Champaign and also in Rantoul, and international stage trainer and professional artist. We're delighted that you joined us today, and tune in on Sundays at 10. Thanks for being with us.